Alright, another video. I'm not really in the mood for this because 2K has like sent me on edge. Um, I'm literally about to just post these videos of me playing Triple Threat Online to show you guys that I'm not trash at this game. Because I feel like people are gonna be coming at me saying, "Oh, you fucking suck at 2K." Like, no, this game is just retarded and has no fucking sense of attributes or overall in this game. Okay, like that's let's just make that clear. That's why Madden will always be better than 2K. That's why Madden will always be better than 2K. Because they actually know what a fucking overall means. We're gonna get into that in a rant. We're gonna do a GCTV rant video later on, but for now we got The Walking Dead. Sorry if you don't know what the hell is happening and you're only watching for Walking Dead. I apologize. But we're here to talk about Walking Dead. I watched the second episode of season 5, Strangers. Pretty interesting stuff going down. After this, I have a This Week in the NFL video. The rant and shit, we'll probably just do that later. But looking at the plot, so... Oh man, I'm so mad. Rick's group continues to flee from Terminus, although Daryl senses that someone is following them. He has like good tracking skills, so when people hear that he says, "Oh, someone might be following us," like I'm kind of sensing that happening. Like they stop and they're like, "Oh well, let's investigate," you know. They rescue Father Gabriel Stokes. He is a new character in this episode, and I think he's probably going to be around for a decent while. He is played here by Seth Gilliam, brand new cast member on the show. From a horde of walkers, and Gabriel shows them to his church, where he has been living in solitude since the onset of the apocalypse, surviving on canned food from a food drive just prior. Now, it's kind of sus, you know, him, like, literally just surviving off of canned food. That seems a bit suspect, and the group kind of, like, realizes that, like, how the hell would he survive off of just canned food? Like, we've had to go on runs multiple fucking times, even if we have, like, a full food drive worth of supplies. But Rick is suspicious of Gabriel and warns his son Carl that he should never let his guard down. He should always be looking at this guy, looking after him, making sure he's making sure he's up to good, I guess. But I don't know. Gabriel suggests that Rick's group help scour a nearby food bank that is overrun by walkers. So he's like kind of showing them like a food source. He's like, look, if we can get through all these walkers and stuff. There's not really a lot. Like at this point, I'm like as an audience member, I'm like, why aren't you trusting him? Like I get it. It's kind of weird that like what is it? What am I trying to say? It's kind of weird that like he's living under all this food somehow. There has to be something else going on. But yeah, I don't know what I'm saying right now. I'm just kind of Rick, Michonne, Bob, and Sasha join Gabriel as he leads them there. They like follow him to the food bank. They get there. They start to deal with the walkers when Rick sees Gabriel seemingly ready to submit to a female walker. But Rick dispatches the walker first. So Gabriel's like a non-violent guy. He's like, I'm a man of God. I don't hurt anybody or anything. Like, even if it's not even a human, like, I'm not going to hurt the thing. Which is respectable, of course, but it's not going to get you much in this apocalypse. And good thing Rick and his group were there, because he'd probably be dead by now. Yeah. Bob is also attacked by a walker, but he is rescued by Sasha. So a bunch of group members are like getting close to getting bit here, but it doesn't happen. Imagine getting bit by one of those things. That would hurt like hell. Oh my god. As they collect the salvageable food, Rick realizes Gabriel knew the person that became that walker. And he's kind of like kind of traumatized by what just took place. That's why he didn't want to kill her. Like, that's like number one why he didn't want to kill her. Because, I mean, did he... He didn't say he killed any walkers or people, but especially that person, he would have never killed that person, even if his life was on the line, which it was. But the other members of the group do their own supply runs, and Daryl and Carol, funny that rhymes, I just realized that, find a working car nearby, which they plan to save as backup, because they plan on like getting out of here. The other people are planning on getting to DC. So yeah, maybe Carol and Daryl want to like go off into the sunset together. I'm not really sure. I don't know. When Rick returns with his group, Carl shows him writing scratched into the woodwork of a windowsill outside the church. It says, "You'll burn for this." So now the suspicions are kind of rising against this Gabriel guy, and they don't really know what to think, because, you know, on the side of a church you etched like this really fucked up like message, like, so, well, they think he did it, but they're not sure, right? So the group celebrates that night with a feast. Like, them making it this far, them finding some civilization for once. They're kind of celebrating that. Rick announces that he has decided to follow Abraham's proposal to head to Washington, D.C. to deliver Eugene there to help work a cure for the outbreak. So pretty much everyone in the group is, I mean, if Rick's doing it, everyone else in the group's like, hell yeah, we'll do this. I mean, this guy has a chance of saving the world. Why not? I mean, they have nothing better to do. It's a fucking apocalypse, right? Afterwards, Tara confesses to Maggie about her affiliation with the governor and the prison attack, in which Maggie forgives her. She's like, there's nothing you could have done. I mean, the governor's a really controlling guy, and she's very apologetic, which is respectable, but at the same time, like, there's nothing she could have done. She didn't even shoot her gun. Like, she was just affiliated. I mean, I don't know. Tara's still a good person deep down, and everyone in the group kind of knows this, but yeah. Meanwhile, Gabriel sneaks off to be alone in his office, sadly looking at a photo of himself with the woman that became the walker from the food bank. I think it's his wife or someone that goes to his church. I'm not really sure who it was. I don't think it was like revealed in this episode who that was. So obviously he's very sad now because that person died. Very tough. Very sad. So you kind of start to feel bad for him now because, I mean, well, they had to kill him, obviously. I mean, this guy should probably realize that things have to be done. But, yeah. Carol, who is still coming to terms with being exiled on the events of the Grove, leaves and goes to the car she found earlier, kind of like going on a little walk to be with herself. Daryl follows her and asks what she is doing. She replies she doesn't know, and Daryl asks her to come back with him. So she's like kind of wandering like aimlessly. That's like pretty dangerous in a zombie apocalypse. Just then they see a car race by with a white cross in its back windshield, which Daryl recognizes as the car that took Beth. So we realize that Beth is still alive in the series, and they disappear, and it's going to become a mystery. Next episode should be pretty sick because it's going to be like a car chase, so I'm looking forward to that. The two get in the car and set off to follow without telling others. So as the feast dies down, Bob steps out the church weeping, like he's really sad. I don't know what he was weeping about, but I don't know. He is knocked out by a hooded figure, and when he wakes, he finds himself watched by Gareth, Martin, and 4 other Terminus members, all seeking revenge towards Rick's group as their actions force them to abandon Terminus and wander and be nomadic, even though literally fucking everyone else has to be nomadic, and you guys lost your home and you're like throwing a fucking fit, which makes sense. I mean, it was theirs. They claimed it, but I don't know. Gareth says they have developed into hunters, and the shot expands to show that they have cut off Bob's legs and are eating it. So we kind of knew from Terminus that these people are literally cannibals. That's like their food source. They don't want to go out and kill animals. People show up here and they like kill them. Gareth casually states, if it makes you feel any better, you taste much better than we thought you would. Kind of fucking gross. But the Terminus group is back, so that's pretty fire. I don't really care about how many people watch this fucking episode. Very positive reviews. You know, the introduction of Father Gabriel, the ending scene with Bob and Gareth were some highlights. 4 out of 5 on the Telegraph. The episode's beautifully surreal. The show often excels at action-packed high drama, but it's the quieter episodes that really reinforce the reality of life in a post-apocalyptic world. The idea that survival is one long slog. 8.8 out of 10 on IGN. Normally, since most of like the main issues with The Walking Dead involve character beats and decisions. You know, like the come down episodes are kind of dreadful at times, and like, you know, a little bit. But Strangers managed to juggle the large ensemble very well while also keeping the story fresh and dangerous. The episode also raised legitimate questions about how to handle new faces on the road now that it's a clear given that people are far worse than the undead in this new world. Rick even said that himself. Very alarming ending scene, of course. You know, Andrew J. West played very well as Gareth. And if you read the comic book, it's like really close to what the comic book was like. The previous explosive, literally, episode piled on the gore, pyrotechnics, and emotion so relentlessly that what followed it couldn't help but slow the pace considerably. But that doesn't make Stranger slow or easy to watch. The gross-out scene Greg Nicotero giddily anticipated, delivered in a suitably nasty fashion, and the ending pulled a nice fake-out with Bob before delivering him to the former Terminans, now all but officially known as the Hunters. This was the most shocking moment ever on the series, possibly. It's possibly the most shocking thing ever on the series so far, which is very fucking gross. Let me try it. Let me say something. What else? Yeah, I mean, this show is the show in which a 13-year-old kid shoots his mother to keep her from turning into a walker. Yeah, it's kind of like that. And one in which Rick bit open the neck of a would-be killer, and the less said about what happened to the Grove, the better. And somehow this moment has been worse than any of them. Bob being eaten alive by a hipster. Before writing poor Bob's obituary note that Herschel survived a good long time on one leg, but surprisingly, Father Gabriel Stokes wasn't the biggest rival in the episode, though he is a man who, as is repeatedly said in the series, clearly has something to hide. It's the reveal that Gareth and the Terminans have turned into the hunters from the Walking Dead comics that is the most skin-crawling, stomach-turning moment of the episode. Very gross ending scene. Bob's fate was kind of like Mrs. Landahan from the West Wing, the former army medic who has battled his demons in the past but seemed to have at long last found love with Sasha. Suddenly Bob was everywhere this episode, smiling and smooching and looking like the love in his heart was enough to fight back the apocalypse around him. Should have known that he was about to get Mrs. Landingham. That's an interesting comparison, but I don't really have much to say. I got to get to the This Week in the NFL video. I'll probably go up and watch Better Call Saul. I have a couple videos to post later. I will get to those, don't worry. When I pick up my sister and bring her, home, I'll probably do a 2K stream. I'll edit those other videos and post them. I'll do my rant videos. That type of stuff. And then we'll be done with content until the NBA recaps. And I will be doing a stream with Logan possibly tonight if they're all down to play some games. Either that, or I might do like a Warzone fill, or I have some reactions lined up. Blueface and Christian Rock pulled up to Kai Cenat's house. I might go watch that. I might listen to the Homicide Gang album. I'm not really sure, but leave a like, comment, and subscribe. As always, it has been GZTV. Really appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me. It's not a lot, but I mean, hey, people watch my videos. That's